Have you ever felt that sinking feeling when the phone rings because you have a stutter and you know when you answer the phone, you are going to stutter on every single word? I remember those days. I remember that time. The phone used to ring. More often than not, I used to avoid the phone. And when I did, the stuttering was so severe that I had to hang up and pretend the phone lost coverage. But I no longer get those feelings. I no longer get that stress or anxiety. To this day, I make about 20 to 40 phone calls every day in my professional life as a doctor in high pressured scenarios. And I no longer have the phone call fear and anxiety. And in this video today, I want to explain how I have lost that fear and how I can easily make phone calls to this day. Let's dive in. Hi, my name is Dr. McCool. I'm a GP from Ireland and I'm a stuttering advocate. I run a free online platform called Stutter-Connect, where people from around the world can inspire, motivate, and give tips to one another about living a life with a stutter. I have helped hundreds of people overcome their stuttering and mental health difficulties over the years, and I want to help you also. You can get my free doctor-led stuttering and anxiety action plan. The link is in the description below. And please subscribe to the channel if you want more videos like this. Let's dive in. The first thing I would advise is to practice your speech techniques in the real world before making phone calls. Get really comfortable with speech techniques that help you, because different techniques work for different people. Then you can bring these ones to making phone calls. The next thing I would advise is to make phone calls in low pressured situations to a trusted family member or a trusted friend, and really use these techniques on the phone call. Really pause, really slow down, use less words per breath, use diaphragmatic breathing, and do this multiple times. As the more you do it, the more comfortable you'll get, and then you can move on to more stressed and more difficult speaking situations and more difficult phone calls. The next thing you need to do is phone random businesses. You need to get creative about this. You can phone a cafe, you can phone a restaurant, you can phone a bar, you can phone a hotel and ask them random questions. What time do they open? What time do they close? Any availability for a room? What's the price of their Caesar salad? Whatever, but you have to get creative about this. And you need to use your speech techniques during these phone calls, because you need to start getting control. Once you start to get control in these speaking scenarios, you will start to develop confidence then. But you need to do tens of hundreds of these calls, as it takes a long time to get to the comfortable stage and out of the stress and fear, anxiety. This is called habituation. The more you do something that you're afraid to do that causes anxiety, the less the anxiety gets. But you have to increase your volume by doing hundreds of these calls until they get boring. And this takes discipline. And this discipline should come from your why you want to do this, why you want to get good on the phone. Just think of how your life has been altered by the fact that you find speaking on the phone so difficult. These negative feelings should give you unlimited motivation to make the hundreds of phone calls that you need to make to get comfortable. You need to then increase the fear levels. What does really scare you? What type of phone calls really cause you anxiety? Which ones have you been avoiding for years? This is different for different people, but you need to write down your hierarchy of fears, from the least fearful phone calls to a trusted family member or friend to the most feared phone call that you have. You know deep down which type of phone calls that you're avoiding, what things that you're avoiding, and you need to be true to yourself by writing these down and having the courage and the discipline to push outside your comfort zone to start making those phone calls, but only after you get multiple ones in comfortable situations. And you do this by increasing your reps, doing hundreds of phone calls in your comfort zone. This is a long, slow, arduous process. There is no quick fix. The road is long, but trust me, it is worth it. Because if I didn't put in this work years ago, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't be able to work as a doctor. I wouldn't be able to have a job. But I'm only here because I've put in the work, and you should put in the work also. As I can tell you now, having feelings of control when you're making phone calls is one of the best feelings ever. And I wish I had that years ago. But I'm glad that I've put in the work consistently over months and over years to get to where I am now. The next thing I'd advise is to analyze what is working for you and what is not working for you. But you only get this feedback once you increase your volume. The more phone calls that you make, you realize what techniques is working for you, what way of speaking is working for you, and what is not working for you. And you need to double down on the speech techniques that are working for you, as this will get you to your destination, get you to your goal faster, but only happens once you increase your volume, as you can self-analyze and iterate the next time and double down what is working for you. After doing all of this work, you'll eventually start having fun making phone calls. I enjoy phone calls. Most fluent speakers find the phone boring, but I see it as a challenge and I see it as fun. I will never get bored because I know where I've came from. I know the struggles that I previously had. So something mundane for a normal person is not mundane for me anymore. I have gamified it, which makes my job and my life more interesting and more fun, because I remember those times when the person on the other end thought there was no one there. They thought the phone coverage was gone. They thought that I was choking on something, but this was just a stuttering block. I remember the pain that I felt having to hang up, and the shame, the guilt, the anxiety, the stress. But all of those negative feelings have been turned upside down, but it only takes daily action of working towards your goals by increasing your volume. Remember, there's no one going to help you control your stutter, only you. So you have to have the discipline today, not tomorrow, not next week. You need to do that now. So start making those phone calls now, as I guarantee you, you will not regret it. And it is one of the best investments you can make in your life as a person who stutters. You can also join my free online platform, Stutter-Connect. Link is in the description below, where you can WhatsApp phone call other people who stutter from around the world to practice speaking with them. You can also get my ebook, Daily Action Plan for Overcoming Stuttering, and my online course, Living Your Best Life with a Stutter. Links are in the description below. If you like this content, please subscribe to the channel. Please give a like. Please comment below on how phone calls have impacted your life with your stutter. Remember, nothing worth achieving in your life is easy. The path is long, the path is arduous, the path is hard, but that's what makes the goal all the more sweeter. If it was easy, the goal wouldn't be valuable. But because it is difficult, that's what gives it value. That's what gives achieving the goal a sense of satisfaction. That's what makes victory all the more sweet, because it was difficult, because it was hard. Remember, if I can do it, you can do it. Best luck, everybody.